So, Monsterverse has been banned for like the 5th time. I know, I'm agitated too, but I had the opportunity to actually ask the owner directly why it was banned, and I have some really interesting information for you guys that currently I don't think anybody else knows about, so you guys are hearing the information for the first time in this video, so we're gonna get straight into it. For those of you that don't know, Monsterverse was, again, falsely banned last night off of Roblox. Now, I say banned because I feel like it's the easiest way to kind of explain this, but basically, Roblox takes the game down momentarily and makes it inaccessible for players while they, quote, review certain content in the game. Now, previously, that content was stuff such as, quote, sexual content, it was an icon that the game didn't like, and then it was the new plus-size bodies, which I guess Roblox has an issue with people being a different body shape. Whoa, okay, Roblox, but Roblox has consistently victimized this game and has been banning them, which I feel like a lot of people think, oh, it's just a ban, like whatever, but what people don't recognize is that it like totally screws up the game's performance. When you're constantly taking the game on and off Roblox, yes, they do get exposure from people like me making videos talking about it, and it makes community outrage and makes people really passionate about the game, but at the same time, it really negatively impacts the revenue because players could have been spending money and time in the game, and instead the game is down. So for the span of how long this game is down, which is almost 24 hours, the devs have made no money off the game. Which you might think, oh, 24 hours, who cares? But there's a lot of money that can be made in 24 hours and a lot of progress that can be made on games. And for players who maybe want to play the game, they aren't able to do that. And I really think it's unfortunate that Roblox is basically like blocking players from accessing their favorite game for no reason. Now, previously, as I discussed, the game was taken down for a variety of different reasons, but this time it was different, which is interesting because this reason makes no sense either. But regardless, one of the developers for the game put out a statement yesterday saying, "Ghouls, the game seems to be down at the moment, but don't worry, we're doing everything we can to get it back up. We weren't given a reason either, and it was unprompted. We'll update you guys once it's back up," which I do now have a reason to share with you guys, so stay tuned. But upon this message going out, the Monsterverse subreddit went crazy. And I'm gonna be honest, I think people on there have a lot of valid opinions, and of course people are allowed to have opinions regardless if they're positive or negative, and that's okay, that's totally warranted. But what I do find quite a bit, specifically on the Reddit, is a lot of people like to fearmonger on there and be like, oh my god guys, the game's down, say goodbye to your items. What are you talking about? And they like to like wind players out and be like, oh my god guys, your stuff's gone. What are you gonna do? You wasted your Robux, ha! No, your stuff is not gone. There's unfortunately just some bad apples that want to fearmonger and make people scared. Your data, your items, your currency, all the money you spent to the game, that is safe. The game getting momentarily taken down does not mean that all your data is automatically deleted, so please don't worry about that. And the devs did go ahead and clarify this. No, your data is not lost. The game is just closed until Roblox reviews it, so don't worry. All your purchases are safe. So for those of you little gremlins that are fearmongering on the subreddit, I see you. And I'm reading what you're saying, and I'm disappointed in you. It's not too late to turn it around, okay? This is your warning. No, I'm just teasing. But regardless, I have a DM open with Peach from some previous conversations we had about the game, and I reached out to her. I wasn't sure if she's going to respond because I know she's probably pretty busy, but she was kind enough to respond and give me some insider information that has not been made public yet regarding why the game was banned. So earlier this afternoon, I sent her a message, and I said, "Hi, Peach. I'm just reaching out as I was going to make a video bringing awareness to the unwarranted ban of Monsterverse yet again. I was wondering if her team was given any specific moderation reason that I could share, or if it was just a general ban. I just want to ensure the content I'm creating is accurate to the best of my ability. I'm starting to deal with this, blah, blah, blah." And she responded about an hour later and wrote, "Hi, Pommy. So the game got taken down for, quote, redirecting users off platform. We have nothing in the game that performs this function, so once again, we're just sitting around for someone higher up to come and help." And then we discussed a little bit more and we're talking about it. And she went on to say that they now have apparently a direct line of communication with Roblox. So at this point, they have been falsely banned so many times that they now have a direct line of communication with Roblox moderation, which I feel like is like such an obvious indicator that there's a fundamental problem with their moderation system. But unfortunately, it seems like, from my understanding, that certain things with automod just keep getting flagged by Roblox, because that's what she said down here. She said that some stuff with automod just keeps getting flagged, and it doesn't make any sense. So that, to me, the way I understood this is that AI keeps flagging their game, and every time their game is flagged for something, they then have to wait for a senior moderator or someone higher up in the moderation to come and manually review their ticket. So the way, to my understanding, that Roblox moderation works is that they have various tiers. The first initial tier is the robots, the AI that will go and like scan things, but I guess can't get rid of really inappropriate shirts and stuff on Roblox. But the second a game exists, banned, you're done. And the AI will just ban things. It's kind of similar to TikTok. If you guys have ever been banned on TikTok, TikTok is also managed by AI. And if you guys have ever had an account on TikTok, you know how annoying it is when you log in, your account's been banned for, quote, being underage or some random reason for something you didn't even do. And the hardest part about Roblox and TikTok alike is that AI performs the most cutthroat changes and, decisions. And even if you're completely innocent, you have to wait days to get a response. And what I think is crazy here is that Monsterverse is not a small game. And not to say that small games shouldn't get access to fair moderation, but the fact that large games like Monsterverse are basically told to, hey, wait your turn, we don't care, you gotta wait, is crazy to me, because the amount of money that they're losing and the amount of, problems this creates for the dev team and the community alike is astronomical. And people might think, oh, you can't lose that much money within 24 hours. But think about all the players who want to play this game after school. Think about all the people who would have purchased stuff. Think about all the time that people could have been farming or updates they could have been doing. But instead, they're sitting here trying to defend themselves against senseless allegations from Roblox. Now, something I want to clarify, because some of you guys may be confused, is that when it comes to, redirecting users off platform, typically what that means is that you're basically telling people to leave Roblox and go to another platform such as Discord, Instagram, Snapchat, whatever, right? And that in itself, yes, it can be harmful. But my issue here is that this is incredibly, incredibly hypocritical. Because why is it that games, and I'm not picking on Dressed Impress here, but it's just like a pretty obvious example. Why can games like Dressed Impress have a Discord linked to their game being like, oh, our community server, and that basically directs players off-site to Discord, which is not known to be the safest platform. But the second that Monsterverse exists, no, you're out of here. It's like the hypocrisy of this is just crazy to me. And I really do feel like this is due to mass reporting. And I'm not going to sit here, and say like, oh my God, people from this community are mass reporting, or people from that community, because people are very quick to be like, oh, it must be this community doing it. And I don't think that's the case. I just think that there is a group of people that are part of various kinds of communities, not just one community, that are coming together and are jealous that Monsterverse has performed well. And so as a result, are mass reporting the game, which is really, really, really annoying for players like me who just want to play the game and enjoy it. Now, the other thing too is that Monsterverse has never advertised anything off platform, and I feel like they've actually been very, very careful with how they've been making their game recently because of all the false banning. They've been so careful with the items they're uploading, the content, the updates, stuff like that. Like, I feel like they're constantly walking on eggshells, and Roblox is just finding any tiny reason to trigger a ban notice on the game. And I think that's insane. And what's interesting too is if you've ever been in the game, there's never been a prompt to go and join the Discord server or anything like that. There's never been a prompt to search them up on Google. There's never been like a YouTube prompt or anything. There are games on Roblox, certain tycoon games, that literally say, follow us on YouTube or subscribe to our YouTube channel to potentially win like this exclusive item, or to do this, or to get an extra spin, or join our Discord server to get like a certain code to use in Roblox, which that is directing users off platform. That's what that is. But those games, because they're really high performing and make Roblox a ton of money, I guess the rules don't apply to those guys. They only apply to select developers when Roblox wants to pick and choose favorites, which is super, super, super annoying because it negatively impacts the developers and also impacts the community, like players like myself and you guys who just want to play the game. But altogether, this is obviously a very annoying situation, and I am very fortunate that Peach was able and willing to talk with me in DMs and tell me about this, and I'm glad that I was able to share it with you guys, because obviously people have a lot of questions and you guys are hearing it here for the first time. Allegedly, they have been banned for, quote, redirecting users off platform. Super disappointing, because I don't think that's a valid reason at all, and it's interesting how Roblox is incredibly hypocritical and allows certain games to have offsite links and stuff like that, but other games who are literally just following Roblox's rules, I guess just can't exist on the platform. But regardless, I'm hopeful with the amount of times that this game has been getting falsely banned, that their relationship with whatever higher up moderator they've been talking to is getting a little bit stronger, and maybe they can be, at each other's, helping each other out sometimes, because, for a game to get banned once, okay, whatever. Twice, okay, that's getting a lot, but like, it's like the 5th or 4th time. Like, this is insane at this point, and although the game hasn't always been banned every single time, there's been so many instances of items getting deleted and stuff like that. It's just super annoying. And so I hope that Roblox moderators will recognize, oh, hey, it's the same game again. Let's just quickly get rid of this instead of making them wait days to get a response, because that's not fair to the game. And there needs to be some sort of compensation for the devs who are being victimized by this, because there's, obviously money on the table, people they have to pay, and to take away their ability to pay people for work that they've done when they haven't violated Roblox's terms of service is ridiculous. So anyways, with that in mind, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comment section below. How do you think Roblox can fix this? Is there certain things that you think are triggering this? Because I can't think of any, but you guys let me know in the comment section below, and I will see you guys next time.